Okay, so this video now is really, I suppose, for want of a better word, probably the final video in this section. I will be putting up other videos regarding kind of managing from home and things like that. But for now, this is probably the final video. So really the whole idea of this is to just try and kind of pull it all together and say, well, what were the key points that maybe you could take away from all the various different videos? So I just want to kind of talk about some of the key areas. So I suppose to start off with, we talked about, some of the key areas at the beginning was all about planning your work and working your plan. That you need to start off every day with a to-do list. You need to remember the 5 Ps, which stand for positive, planning, prevents, poor, performance. I'm going to say that again. Positive, planning, prevents, poor, performance. We also talked about the 80-20 rule, which was Pareto's principle, that 80% of the tasks you do will give you 20% of the results, and 20% of the tasks you do will give you 80% of the results. Also covered off a thing called prime time, which is, are you better at working in the morning or are you better at working as the day goes on? So are you a lark or are you an owl? And the best way to do that is to kind of just keep an eye on that and maybe have a sheet of paper and write down the tasks you've done in the morning and the tasks you've done in the afternoon and see where you do work at your best. The other thing that we talked about is the importance of doing a to-do list at the same time every day, and also planning, organising, implementing and controlling. So if you are working from home, you do need to be able to plan your day, organise your day, implement your day and control your day. And for some of you that will be very simple, for others it won't be as simple. We then went on to talk about the importance of having a to-do list to begin with. Anything you can delegate, you should delegate to others then. And then with the items that you've left on your to-do list, you need to get good at prioritising them and prioritising then tasks. Every task will have a different value, and that value will be based on whether it is an important task or an urgent task, or important or urgent. And if you remember the 4 quadrants, we've got to concentrate on the important but not urgent before they become urgent. We also need to avoid working in the red zone. The next step we need to do is, once we have our priorities, is to book appointments with the task and avoid procrastination. In other words, what we've got to do is we've just got to swallow that frog. We need to get good at setting ourselves SMART goals, which means specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and time-framed. I'll say that again: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and time-framed. And when we put our list together and we've booked appointments with our tasks, then we go into the controlling side of it, which is to stop other people getting in our way. So we have to identify time thieves. We then have to manage in any interruptions and limit the damage. We need to manage our emails before they manage us, because the reality is that emails take a lot of our time. So what we should be doing is only opening emails when we are ready to deal with them. Not every time we hear ding dong, new email has arrived. In fact, what we should be doing is turning off the auto notification and checking our emails at X amount of times per day. When you do check your email, always remember there are 4 things you can really do with an email. Number 1 is do it now. Number 2 is defer it to later. Number 3 is delegate it. Or number 4 is delete it. And number 5, there is a 5th as well. If it's rubbish coming in on your emails, try to get to the stage where you stop it coming in the first place. The other things that we discussed was the importance of breaking down large tasks. And remember, inch by inch, life is a cinch. By the yard, life is hard. You can only eat an elephant 1 bite at a time. So you need to establish a way to find quiet time every day to work on your most important tasks. Again, for some of you, working from home, this will be easy. For more of you, it'll be more difficult. But we have to find that quiet, uninterrupted time every day or every second day where we get things done. And we must be working on our most important tasks at all time. The other thing that I spoke about was that we can only control the controllable. That's all. We can only control the controllable. And then there was another video that went into the difference between working from home through COVID-19 and the coronavirus and normally working from home, because we are in a different situation, isolation, away from colleagues, all of these things, and it's important to watch that video to get a good understanding of that. So finally, I hope somewhere along these videos you have picked up one or two or maybe more of little things that may be able to help you working from home. They are all about time management, prioritization techniques, but they will help either working from home or when you get back to working in the office in that situation. The same principles apply. We need to plan our work and work our plan. So feel free to share any of these videos, and in the meantime, always remember, stay safe.